Grand Rising, Grand Day. Welcome back to the space. Message of the day. We're going to do a past, present, future. Look and think of this the future is going to be November, right? And you already see the title. So for you, you clicked on it because the title resonated with you in some way. And this is just a general collective message. Let's dive in. I'm going to use Osho Zen, and we're going to pull some tarot to help clarify and unpack where we're at energetically. Most of the time, it's in a sense of self-development or bringing awareness into something. Take this as a sign, a warning, or a clarification in your life for the month of February. Interesting. For the month of November. Get 3 cards. Past, present, future. Interesting. In the past, we have moment to moment. In the present, we have stress, and in the future, we have clinging to the past. I feel like this is going backwards. There's an aspect of going backwards. Could we be releasing the past in the future? Let's kind of dive in because I definitely want to clarify this to see where we're going here. Let me sit with this for a second. I think the old way of doing something is changing. 5, clinging to the past and the future, right? And in the past, we were following the rules. We were doing things one step at a time. We were following the path. I guess this is going to get philosophical. Social constructs, doing what we were told to do, like one step at a time. You have been doing, you were in the past, you did one step at a time. Two, connection. You connected the dots one dot at a time in the past. And in the present, it's brought you to stress. And wow, I just feel like politics is just like screaming on my face right now. Because this fucking monkey. Not even going to say what I was going to say. This monkey, who has control, who has the pin in your life that can just pop the bubble and make things worse? Because you're already stressed out, doing the ways, following the rules, doing the things that you've been doing, you were told to do in some way. This brought us to stress in the present, and the whole pictation here with this is who has control of the stress in your life? Because if this monkey pops this balloon, what monkey in your life? We all have a monkey. Notice that's a clown. We all have a monkey and a clown in our life. That just makes shit a lot harder, right? Don't we? Some of us may feel like we're a clown. Some of us may feel like we're a fool in the present moment. And if I look back, why do we feel like a fool? Because I did what I was told. I did things very slow, or I did what I was told moment to moment. One stepping stone at a time. I should tell you that's the visual because it's here, right? It's like one step at a time, one step at a time. And in the future, we have cling to the past, number 5. Right? So you can see how I feel like, okay, well, why would the future tell me that? That's the question there. Why would the future tell me that that I'm clinging to the past. And as I just sit here and I think about this deep and I look forward and I look ahead, I think that we're reassessing, and 5, it would be number of change. We're changing what we used to cling to in the past, but perhaps we're changing the way we used to do things from the past because it didn't lead us to an outcome that we're happy with right now. We're talking about change management here. But sometimes sitting in this stress, this can paralyze us, feeling like we're just repeating the same thing over and over again. We're going to dive into this and unpack really where this clinging to the past is. I asked to read it, but I didn't get that signal. Should I read? Oh, okay. Hey, I guess I will read that one. What do I want to know here? Tell me about this moment to moment in the past. We want to go straight to the juice. Yeah. Because you're already resonating with this, and we don't really need to know that information. Right? It's objectively, it's irrelevant. What's the point of that? So can we clarify this cling to the past? 3 shuffles, please. 3 shuffles here. King of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. Restructuring ourselves. Temperance, finding balance. Yeah, there's definitely a restructuring. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Pentacles. We're definitely restructuring something here in our life, right? We're clinging to the past. I even want to say, like, maybe we're not clinging on to the past. We're reviewing. Like, this box is just highlighting to me too. Unless we're stuck on an old way of doing something in some way, and this very well can tell you, like, hey, the structure needs to change. If I'm thinking about future projection, or if you were to continue to do things the way that you used to, you're going to end up clinging on to the past. Right? I said this was a sign, a clarification, a warning, right, of some kind, just to remind you. I tend to remind people of who they are and where they're going, and if their actions and behaviors are congruent with where they want to go. So let's see, cling to the past. Yeah, I figured. 5 of Cups, interesting. $106. 5 of Cups would tell me there's stubbornness, not wanting to take support, and somebody's stuck here. Thinking of that. If you don't cling to the past, because clinging to the past is absolutely stupid, it is no longer there. So you are crying for spilled milk. 5 of Cups. What is gone is gone. And don't cling to the present, because that is also going and soon will be past. Don't cling to the future, hopes, imaginations, plans for tomorrow, because tomorrow will become today, will become yesterday. Everything is going to become yesterday. Everything is going to go out of your hands. Clinging will simply create misery. You will have to let go. So you are definitely letting go of something. Now I want to know what it is we're letting go of, right? So let me go back to the past, right? So we're letting go of something related to the past. All right. And what I can tell you, that there is structure that's coming your way here, right? What is essential and what is needed here? I think that you're trying to find structure, King of Pentacles. You're trying to find structure, stability, and safety in some way. And I can say finances as well. That may be a hardship component that we're speaking to here. Maybe perhaps how you used to attain, okay, 2 aspects. How you used to attain finances, structure, and stability is changing. You're not clinging on to the old way of doing that, right? So societal expectations here just like popping through like crazy. And your routine. Some of you may very well be your routine, what you're juggling, what's worth your time, right? you're actually assessing to like, is that even worth my time, right? I think we have so much information. We're in an era in life where we have so much information that we can honestly predict a little bit better nowadays, right? That's definitely welcome to the mind of someone with ADHD. They could have been told you this, right? They could have told you this a long time ago. And then we have temperance, right? We're also trying to find balance or bring balance into certain situations. A balance is being asked of us to rebalance things, right? Um, so what is it that we are not clinging on to anymore? We are letting go of something. Tell me about this past energy here, moment to moment. 5 of Swords, leaving something behind. The Tower, what? The Hangman, that's just like, okay, now pause. That's what that means. Pause. Well, oh man. What is this about? Chaos, contemplation, and betrayal. I could also say like we're going to start putting boundaries up and leaving people out, leaving people behind. Not everybody can come with us. What's this about? Maybe interesting. The Tower, chaos, weak foundations, things that started from a very weak foundation. The Tower is coming down because the foundation was broken, right? Wow, that's like such a big box statement. And indecisiveness. This is also a card of contemplation and thinking. Perhaps it's really asking us to like, one, reassess what we used to do, who we used to hold on to, and what aspects of our life might have been chaotic or unexpected change. Right? I could also say like now, I can even say like we're not clinging on to the fear of change, right? And sitting in it. Perhaps maybe we're more inviting change in, but from a space of safety and security in some way. Because in the present here, we're stressed out, right? So something didn't work, right? And the people in our life, right? This is about betrayal. Maybe you even betrayed yourself in some way, betrayed your own plans here. And I think that we might be letting go of old plans, old people, old mind, I don't want to say beliefs, but old ways of thinking. Right? Swords would imply thinking, the brain, the mind, air energy. This concept of like really, this is really thinking. This is like letting go of old ways of thinking. Also old people and letting them go. So 5 of Swords can symbolize letting go, giving up, giving in the towel, right? Learning when to give up sooner before chaos takes place, the Tower, right? Many different variations here that I'm going to read that for as a very objective person. It tends to become over-consuming when I'm reading tarot because I'm like, does that actually matter? Maybe that's something for someone. Like, does it actually matter? Keep going. What's next? Okay. Right? So then tell me about, okay. All right. So we're letting go of the past here. The message here is to not cling on to the past because we're stressed, right? And so now this is repeating a cycle. So if this is where we're at in the present moment, we don't know who has the pin to our balloon that's going to pop and make things a little bit more chaotic, as I mentioned that, right? I wonder if we're like, no, I'm not letting monkeys into my life that have more control over my outcomes than I used to. Okay, so you know what? Tell me about this monkey. I'm going to go there. Who's this monkey in our lives? Or this clown. Tell me about that energy specifically. Well, it is a monkey. It is a clown. Ace of Swords typically clarifies exactly what I just said. 3 of Wands. Page of Swords. Well, it's definitely someone immature. Immature people in our life. Page would imply a person, young, immature, or an immature mindset, I would even say too. Right? I think that I could say if the monkey is you in your life, there's a yearn for clarity and exploration, yet with immaturity at the same time. I think that perhaps I can even say it's just a lack of experience, right? So this monkey in our life very well can be people that lack the experience of where you're at in your reality, which just reminds me of perhaps we're surrounded around people who aren't as emotionally intelligent and mature as you are, as you have grown, because you wouldn't be watching me if you weren't on that journey already, or in the process of. Interesting. I never really get that. That's so interesting that came this way, right? There is I could also say that the monkey in our life is not trusting your truth, my objectivity coming through to even know what your truth is. Truth, do you know what's clear for you? Do you have a clear understanding of what it is that you want, where you're going, what you're doing, what you're creating, what you want to be in, what tables you want to sit at, what rooms you want to be in, what people you want to be around? Because the Three of Wands would then tell me, like, it's time to stop planning and pick a boat and go. Like, we have to go here. And I wonder if there's like this, like, I don't know my truth, or I'm still seeking that, right? The Page of Swords says, like, I'm still seeking to understand in a very mature way. Like, it's just a young person, like, asking questions, like a kid, like, well, why is that? Why is the sky blue? Well, why? So we might be in a space of why, and maybe even people in your life, who this monkey could be, people asking you why, and when are you going? Wait, Three of Wands. When are you going? When are you going? The dictation is to make a decision, pick a boat, and go. Your next adventure is waiting for you, but perhaps we don't feel like we have all the questions answered. If you're someone who needs to have answers, you're clinging on to something you probably will never get. I think that can make people anxious, very, very, very anxious, very anxious. Anxiety is coming through when it comes into stress, right? So anxiety is the fear of the future. Depression is remembering the past. So we're sitting in anxiety, and how we got to sitting in anxiety is because we allowed people to stay longer than they should have. There was so much chaos. Perhaps we stayed in chaos, and perhaps we contemplated too long on when to make action and when to change things. And it's gone already, right? The past is now yesterday. Today will be yesterday. By the time you see this and it's posted, I won't have any connection or attachment to it. And I know with people, we have something that we're emotionally invested in, we tend to want to cling on to it and hold on to it. And how's that working out for you? I guess I could say, right? But we're letting go of something. We're letting go of the past here. For some of you, it could very well be a job that you're letting go of, or you're trying to seek. For some of you, it could be a routine, patterns, behaviors, things that were just in your life on a daily basis that weren't actually doing any justice for you. And for some of you, you're really trying to find balance and bring peace into certain spaces in your life. See, what do we need to be aware of? What do we need to be aware of? Understanding. We're breaking free from the cage. I want to remind you that you can break free from any cage that you're sitting in. You just have to actually go. I can see this paralysis or this anxiety, or anticipation anxiety even, experiencing, oh my goodness, you know what I'm going to say? If you know, you know me. Chapter 1 to healing is doing the self-work, going in, doing the shadow work, pulling the cards, understanding your subconscious, connecting with a power greater than yourself, unpacking the past patterns, behaviors, the role that you played, the accountability that you have to accept because you put yourself in those situations. No one did that for you, right? But and layered with the I was young, I was innocent, I didn't know, I was immature. I know, no one's blaming you. Chapter 2 is now going outside and going and experiencing things and doing things that you might have been afraid to do. Yes, so do the thing that you're afraid of doing. Get back in that relationship. Go and get that job. Go back into that office setting. Oh, my God, I say that out loud, and I'm like, no. So I get it. But it doesn't have to be that. Then pick the other one. Then go outside, meet the people. Say yes to those things. Connect with those people. Because now the things that you've unpacked about yourself has now created a level of awareness within yourself, and you've learned some emotion regulation skills. So now you're going to go out and experience things here. What you need to be aware of is understanding of the experiences that come your way and letting go once again. Wow. We will constantly be letting things go, right? The opposite of letting go is control at the bottom of the deck. Like letting go of control, I could even say, like you have to understand that you have to let the bird fly free. You have to let things go out of the cage, go and experience new things. What hurts you, the thing that hurts you is probably the thing that you need, again, from a different space. And if you've done the work, then you will start to see your tools and your newfound self and your identity and the version of you that has worked on themselves come into play. But we are definitely letting go of the past. Like some of you, it's a lot of things: mindset, people, experiences, the over contemplation, the not giving up on people, the hesitation in going after things you want. As you go after things in life, you will then find clarity, right? You don't have to know where you're going necessarily. I think that that's where we're in the present. People don't know where it is that they're going, and they're like, I'm not going if I don't know where I'm going. Then you don't have faith. You don't have, right? Where's the faith? Where's the hope? Where's the trust? One in yourself. And if you're not there yet, I mean, that just says like, okay, well, we need a couple small micro experiences. It's going to remind you of like, oh shit, I am pretty good. Oh shit, there's nothing wrong with me. Oh shit, I'm human. I can go and experience something. Oh shit, someone can break my heart again. And I also have other things to lean on. So it's like, unless my entire world was just thrown upside down, I'm like, I'll start over again. I actually like it. What's wrong with that? But to get to that space, you have to unpack a lot, right? You have to be okay with being by yourself, okay with being alone. Because if we just cling on to the past, it's literally chaos and feeling defeated and sitting. I can even say the hangman could be like, you sit in this long enough, you're going to be in depression. It's like, all right, you got a headache? Like, let that go. And I know that's easy, my objectivity here. Well, it's easier said than done. You're right. So distract yourself by going outside and experiencing something new. That something else is going to give you some inspiration that will naturally get you to let go. Right? If you can't do it on your own, I promise you, someone or an experience or an opportunity certainly will distract you enough when you're like, oh yeah, didn't even realize I let that go. That just tells me that you might have been holding on to something for some other gain, pity. You want to feel seen, right? Then here's objectivity. I know you want to be seen, you want to be felt, you want to be heard, you want to be acknowledged, but you want it right now. So I'm going to leave that right there. I went a little deep today. Wanted to sit in the groundwater trine energy of emotional depth. because this was deep in nature, right? I think. Let me know what you thought down below. My name is Alvin Catalan. I am present. I'm done speaking now.